1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Good afternoon, or evening, or morning, depending on where you're at on planet Earth. I am Bruce Leonard, of course. Thank you for tuning in to another hour of Bruce Leonard Leans Left. While it's still legal. Still legal today, but I have a feeling that the plumber and the fixer and Trump are trying to come up with ways as we speak for it not to be. The reflecting pool is getting worse and worse. Now the paint's peeling off. 12 days. 12 days. It went from beautiful blue to hillbilly pond green with scum on the top. And now the paint is peeling off. It's a perfect metaphor for Trump himself. What a fucking piece of shit. It's a scam like everything else he does. And I don't know why I keep talking to, but I keep talking to the Trumpers, and they're gone, man. They're in a fucking cult. Like, I know they don't want to say that. They'll be like, "Oh, you're in a cult." Like, no, it's a cult. If you can't just admit that you've been taken at this point, there's no hope for you. Like, you're gone. It's a cult. If he told you to drink the water or the Kool-Aid, you would do it. Like $14 million for this piece of shit. It's falling apart already. What do you think is like anything else that he builds? What do you think is gonna happen if he builds that arch, or if he builds that ballroom? It's gonna fall apart. The guy's a fucking scam. Boo Apollo, thanks. Well, thanks for tuning in at least. I am here early because we're going to see Paul Simon. I'm kind of excited about that. I've been on my last chance concert tour. Last year I saw ELO as their last tour. I had never seen them before, so I was like, "Oh, I got to see them before it's over," and you could never see them again. And then Laura talked me into going to see Journey a couple months back. You might remember me mention that, and that it actually turned out really good. It was a good concert, and some of those bands, you don't realize how many hit songs they fucking got till you're at a concert. Like Journey played for 3 fucking hours, and you knew every song. They didn't play any song that I never heard. 3 hours. It's like, I saw Billy Joe and Elton John together, and that one was insane because it was like 4 hours to 2 hours of each guy, and every song. Anyway, so tonight I'm going to see Paul Simon because he's almost 80, so you probably never see him again. And then I got tickets in September to see Eric Clapton. So I'm on, like I said, I'm on See It Before They Die tour. Somebody asked me if I go see the Stones. I'm like, no, I don't think so, because I've seen some video of the Stones. I've seen some video of AC/DC. It's like, nah, it's one thing. Like AC/DC, it's like, it's a rock band, you can't have 85-year-old dudes rock it. It just doesn't work. Paul Simon and that kind of shit is like more mellow. Like Eric Clapton can play blues guitar till he's fucking 90. It's not. You don't think Angus Young gonna be up there? His head will come off his neck. He's like 90 years old. Have you seen him? He's still wearing that schoolboy outfit. It's kind of ridiculous. But Paul Simon, same way. Like his music is mellow, so he could play his acoustic guitar and sing till he's 90. But he's 80 now, so or almost 80. So I figure it's the last chance. He's not going to tour for much longer. So we're going to see. We're going to see that. So, which is why I'm on at 5 instead of 6. If you're wondering why I'm early. But yeah, they were. Back to it. What's up, Jordan? How are you? Back to the reflecting pool. $14 million we pay for this pool. And the paint is coming off. What's up, Timmy? How are you? The paint is already peeling. It's filled with algae. It's greener than the grass that's next to it. I don't know if you've seen this. And remember when he kept talking about how it was going to be so beautiful blue? Beautiful blue. Now it looks like I said a hillbilly farm pond. Like I was saying the other day, but I just dumped some catfish in it. And they signed the peace deal, the 2-page peace deal with Iran, which I like to call a memorandum of surrender. It's like I don't know if you've seen it. Now, I don't know how Trump gets away with this, but like with the details of the memorandum leaked, before it was out, and they said that they were going to get a $300 billion, Iran was going to get $300 billion fund, and people were asking it at $300 billion, and Trump even went on Truth Social, was like, the $300 billion is fake news, and then the paper comes out, and it's in the fucking paper. Now, why would you lie about something that's on paper? It's it's going to come out. Like Trump just lies constantly. He can't help himself but to lie about everything all the time. And this is the one thing that I don't get about people that still defend Trump is, why do you like to be lied to? The guy's lying to you constantly. And and last night, I didn't notice it till last night. They were showing all these clips of all these things he's saying because he contradicts himself all the time, right? They were showing all these clips about him saying how I gotta tell you, we won't take anything less than complete surrender, and we're gonna take their uranium, and we're gonna, or he calls it the nuclear dust. Trump always has to have like a stupid nickname for everything. He can't just call things what they are. He's got to make up something and pretend like he's clever, because it's like he's inventing his own idiot language. So instead of talking about the enriched uranium, he's talking about nuclear dust all the time. Nuclear dust. Sounds like some kind of cocaine. Yeah, can I get a gram of that nuclear dust? Anyway, so he says, "Oh, it's not there, or it's fake news." It comes out. Of course, it's there. I don't know if you read this thing. It's only 2 pages. If you take the time to read 2 fucking pages, that's took a month to negotiate these 2 pages, and they think they're gonna negotiate the rest of it in 60 days. That's the. I wish I knew what you thought about this stuff, Blue Apollo, because I am curious. Even Fox News is going, this is bad. It's not good. It's like they can't even spin this. Mark Levin's already talking about fucking starting up the war again. It's like, because they can't accept that they got taken by this fucking idiot. Let's see. Let's find it. Here it is, Mark Levin. Mark Levin. Here's Mark Levin's suggestions. Mark Levin says, time for a change of strategy. We should consider slow walking the enemy, building up our munitions and our oil reserves, get the price of gasoline down, get through the midterms, and then knock them out. Instead of rushing to a deal that builds up their oil industry and transfers billions to them, etc. Right? You mean all the things he should have done before he went to this fucking stupid war? Right? Don't you think there should have been some preparation involved? Some thought maybe put into it? That's the problem with this situation. There was zero thought put into it. It's an impulsive decision that he just made because he's an impulsive. His mind is like a child. He sees shiny things and he goes after him. Ah! Benjamin Netanyahu was like, we just kill all the leaders and then the whole thing will collapse. And he said, okay. Then they killed all the leaders. The whole thing didn't collapse. Now what? Well, now you're fucked. Because as I've said, Trump said exactly what I've been saying on this show for the last fucking month. I don't know if you caught that, but I predicted the future here yet again. It seems to happen here a lot. But he said we're going to run out of oil, just like I said. I told you that those storage tanks in Oklahoma, where they have a lot of the strategic reserve, those tanks were almost to the ground. They were about to pass the 20 million barrel threshold where the pressure goes down in the pipes. They can't pump the oil, it just becomes a sludge, which would cause a depression, which is why Trump said yesterday he didn't want to be Herbert Hoover. It's like, well, then why would you do something like this? Because it would cause a depression. If the strait stays closed, theoretically, the strait is open now, or is supposed to open tomorrow for full traffic. But if it doesn't, or if something goes off the rails and they close it down again, I said, we're going to run out of oil. And then you're going to be paying $6, $7 a gallon for gas or even more. And when Trump said that we were oil independent, well, yeah, we make a lot of oil here, but we don't use that oil. We can't refine that oil. We need to import the oil that we use. See, this is why it was a dumb, bumblefuck, stupid fuck decision to do this. It was not thought out. It was not planned out. Like I said, arrogant Hegseth and all these people, I'm sure they believed that they could just drop some bombs and that would be the end of it. Well, they've blown their load twice because we dropped so many bombs on them. And now our munitions are tight. Now the oil is tight. Everything is tight. Tusha says, it's 2:45. I'm at work in the morning and this guy from some other country popped up on my feed. Where are you at, Tusha? Where are you at in the world? It's the morning, right? So you're on the other side somewhere. A lot of people have been watching this show from India lately, and that's strange. I said India knocked Canada out of the top three countries that watch this show. Now it's United States, United Kingdom, and India. Canada was third, but they got bumped out. It's like, I need more Canadians. Where are you, Tusha? Or did you already turn it off? Let's say. Anyway, he was never going to win this situation. Iran has time, all the time in the world. They don't care. India, yeah, okay, cool. See, I told you. A lot of people from India have been watching this show lately. I don't know why. But becoming popular in India. Fuck it, I'll come over there and do it live. I don't give a shit. I can do this show from anywhere in the world. That's the beauty of it. Time is all that they have. Like, they don't care. They can take it. We can't take it. And everyone knows that, except for Donald Trump, obviously, because he's only, like I said before, he only had two choices: capitulate and make a deal and get the strait open so that the world doesn't go into a depression when everyone starts running out of fucking oil, or full-on invasion, which he's not going to do. He was never going to do that. If you thought that full-on invasion was ever on the table, you're fucking stupid. And he could bluster and threaten that all day long, but you think Iran believed that? He's never going to get away with full-scale ground invasion of Iran. It's never going to happen. There's people in this country wouldn't take it. I think that maybe that would be the time when people started setting shit on fire, because it's one thing for him to drop a few bombs here and there, and talk shit it sucks. It's terrible, but like people aren't getting killed like like a meat grinder. But going into Iran be a meat grinder. You see how well they were prepared for what happened. You think they haven't thought about that either? See, this is the thing: is Iran has strategic plans. That's why when they blew up all their leadership, they already had a secession plan in place. They already had planned this out. What happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? What happens if this happens? And this is what we'll do here. And this is how we'll do this. And we'll close the Strait of Hormuz. We'll bomb fucking UAE and Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and these other places. We'll attack. They attack data centers. They started strategically targeting. They said we'll attack Amazon. We'll attack Elon Musk shit. It's like they had plans. Unlike Trump, whose plan was to drop a bunch of bombs and hopefully they surrender. Well, what happens if they don't surrender? Well, you didn't have a backup plan. They didn't surrender, and then he got stuck. And Iran can wait this out as long as they want. And like I said, you think they give a fuck what happens to them people? All they care about is holding on to the power in the country. That's it. If they do that, they win. That's all they had to do was survive. They weren't just going to give up. The very fact that people actually thought that tells you how ignorant these people are about history, about cultures, about people, how arrogant they are about American power. You would think that we had learned our lesson after. We have not won a war. Since World War II, we've not won any war. We've tried this bomb the shit out of people, and it doesn't work. It just costs a lot of money. It seems like it works in the beginning because, American military rolls over people. But these people fight asymmetric warfare. It's like Vietnam, like the guerrilla warfare that the Viet Cong fought. We weren't ready for that. And it's the same thing here. And like I said, Iran has had, I would say that they've probably been thinking about this for a long fucking time, but it's when Donald Trump became president the first time, for a fact that they sat down and was like, we might have to go to war with this person because he's an idiot. So what will we do? And they planned out the whole thing. That's why they had plans and I said all the things we didn't have. We had a hope and a prayer. We're going to bomb the shit out of them and then kill all the leaders. And they'll just go away, right? You're like, no, they had it all planned out. Like I said, these people know strategy. Donald Trump's not a strategist. Donald Trump's a used car salesman. It's like, who sells it? Swimming pools come apart in 2 weeks. $14 million. And then he said, like I said, remember he said, oh, it's going to be beautiful blue. It was beautiful blue for like a day. Maybe 2 days at the most. And algae grew so fast. Like I said, I have a picture of it today. It's greener than the grass. And the paint's coming off the side. So the whole thing's fucked. You might as well just took $14 million, put it in a trash can and set it on fire. That'd be a more efficient way of burning through $14 million. I told you it's a scheme. It's a scam because Trump is notorious for not paying his employees, right? And who got the contract for the pool? The company that cleans up his golf courses. So my theory is, and has always been, that he owed them people a lot of money. And he was like, here's a way I could pay him all this money that I owe, taxpayer money, and not have to pay it out of my pocket because he's notoriously cheap. Even though he has billions of dollars now that he scammed. He went from a fake billionaire, now he's a real billionaire, and he's still fucking cheap. Because once you're fucking like that, cheapskate like that, you're a cheapskate like that for life. Don't matter how much money you fucking give them. He probably uses coupons at McDonald's. He uses the app so you get a free fries. It's like, don't you have $6 billion? Yeah, free fries. What are you doing in India, my friend? You said you work. You're at work. What do you do for a living in India? Curious. At least you're not in the fucking cast or the bottom cast where you're not doing anything, just hanging out. I've always wondered how that works. What do those people do? Is that they can't get like the good jobs? It's a strange system you got going over there. I never fully understood it. I always say on this show, I can't imagine if I was born in the lower caste of India, I would just walk across the border or something. I'm getting out of there. Like I can't imagine just settling for no future. When people tell you that you got no future, you got no hope for a future because you're in the lower caste. It's like, well, I'm getting the fuck out of here then. If I have a family or whatever, then I'm going to go somewhere and make a lot of money and send the money back so they can get out of this bottom caste. But I don't think you can buy your way out, right? You're born in. Isn't that how it works? Like I said, I know some about it, but not all. It's a strange setup. But you guys been in the country for thousands of years, so I guess it works on some level. You know what I learned today is that we don't have a system. The very fact that all this stuff can happen and nobody says or does anything about it says that this system doesn't work. This system is fully broken here. As long as the Congress people are going to sit on their hands and not exercise their power, Trump has power to just run around and they said burn $14 million on his pawn scum. Have UFC fights in the White House lawn. I want to see what the White House lawn looks like after they take all that stuff away. Who's going to fix that? I guess we're going to pay for that too, huh? Probably come out to some ridiculous $10 million worth of sod to fix the White House lawn after the UFC fights. Meanwhile, President Obama opened up his library today. And remember when Trump tried to have a concert, he couldn't even get B-list celebrities to play his concert. But today, Barack had everybody. He had John Legend and Bruce Springsteen, a bunch of people. David Letterman was there, Colbert, all the good comedians, everybody was there. All the presidents were there. All the ones that are alive, even George W. You ever notice George W. doesn't really come out anymore? George W. kind of stays in hiding. After he lost the election, he just kind of went away. I haven't seen him at all. Hardly ever. He's released like 2 statements, I think, since he's been out. Every now and then you see him like at someone's funeral or like today at Barack Obama's library opening. But I find that odd. I guess he's ashamed. I'd be ashamed too. You know how many people died because they lied their way into that fucking stupid war? A lot. That was another one. Right? They went in front of Congress. Remember that? Gave fake evidence about weapons of mass destruction that were not there. Got us into the war. And when it come to find out that there were no weapons of mass destruction, then they lied. No one was held accountable. That's the problem with the United States. The system is too weak to protect itself from these criminal fucking elements. And they're allowed to do whatever they want. We act like, if we arrested a former president or something, put him in jail, that would be the end of the country, somehow. And it's like, no. Lots of other countries have arrested their criminal presidents and put them in jail. Korea, Brazil, lots of people. At Italy. I think there was a French guy, too, they put in prison. The problem is we don't do anything. That's why Trump is allowed to rampage about it, lie his ass off all the time, because he knows no one's going to do anything about it. And even when he wasn't the president and he was a criminal, people they slowballed those cases. They acted like, oh, we and Trump kept saying, oh, just prosecute me because this is about political enemies. It's like, no, they're prosecuting you because you're a fucking criminal. There's a difference between what Trump was going through and that what Trump is doing now, which is going after people he doesn't like and trying to invent shit that isn't there. The shit that Trump did was all there. Those documents were in the shitter. He took them. There's on film of them loading boxes of classified documents into a U-Haul truck, driving to Mar-a-Lago and putting them in the shitter at the golf course. Boxes of them. Now, no one ever asked why did he want those documents? Why did he want them so bad? What was in those documents that he wanted so bad? Because, and again, he acts like, oh, they just came down and raided his house. They asked him 5 or 6 times to return the documents, and he wouldn't do it. So finally they raided his house, and he's like, oh! But you see what's happening now. He's like, oh, I'm going to get revenge and go after these people. It's like, but there's no crimes. Except for John Bolton. And even John Bolton's crime would have never been prosecuted by anybody if it wasn't for Donald Trump not liking him and him criticizing Donald Trump. I don't feel bad for John Bolton. But I'm saying lots of people have done what he did. And they didn't get prosecuted. It's unbelievable. And this whole thing about I saw this thing they were talking, they were saying, well, which is the one positive thing that's come out of this is that J.D. Vance's political career is over. J.D. Vance will never be the president of the United States. J.D. Vance is one of the swarmiest, fucking slimiest pieces of shit to come down the pipe in a long fucking time. The most disingenuous of shitbags who will lie as he fucking breathes, and he's good at it too. He'll lie with a straight face to you all fucking day. And he'll never be president of the United States because he is front and center tied to all this shit. But the other side of the conversation, they were saying, oh, well, Marco Rubio's come out of this good because he's not in the, he's not out there defending this and blah, blah, blah. We're like, dude, he should get credit for keeping quiet. He's the fucking national security advisor and the secretary of state. He's just as responsible for this shit as any fucking nutlicker, unless he told him not to do it and he didn't listen. In either case, which means he's ineffectual fucking spineless slug like the rest of them. If he can't assert his will when necessary, when trying to prevent a fucking war that that will ruin the world economy and possibly cause a depression worldwide. Perhaps he should be a little more stern, Mr. Rubio, but what I'm saying is you don't get to slide out of this. He's just as responsible as any of these other fucking pathetic nutlickers. I don't care if he kept his mouth shut or nothing. He's only keeping his mouth shut because he can't say what he really thinks. If you saw the pictures of him yesterday, and he's at the G7 and Trump was talking, Rubio was standing next to him. Rubio looked like he wanted to shoot himself right in the face. He's the face of a man who knows he sold his soul and possibly his entire future and everything he's worked his whole life for to work for this fucking dumb fuck jerk off. It's unbelievable. This is the part that I still don't get. Is Trump is a lame duck president. He can't run another term. The very fact that they're still holding on to this guy tells you, like I said, it's a cult. Because there is no upside to holding on to him at this point. He's at the lowest polls, and he's only going to keep getting lower. The very fact that people can watch him burn $14 million on this stupid fucking reflect pool that turns into a fucking pond. And the paint starts peeling off in 2 weeks. It's a perfect metaphor for everything that Trump does. It sure looked nice for 2 days. Yeah, oh, look at this, it's beautiful. And then it turns to fucking shit because everything he touches fucking turns to shit and dies. And every single person that is associated with them should professionally, same way, die. Like, just go away. They never want to see you anymore. Like, who's going to inherit the mega movement? There is going to be no mega fucking movement. It's going to be over. You think that if there's still a mega movement after all this? Because the Fox News try to spin this, and even they couldn't spin this Iran thing. Because it is what they say it is. It's a surrender. And I just noticed this last night, like I was saying. They were showing all these clips of Trump saying all this different stuff. And they showed a clip from 2025, which is just last year. And Trump was all, you know, and then they showed him yesterday, and man, he is aged in 1 year. He is broke down now. He sounds like he sounds like he's dying, really. It didn't sound like the same person even. You put those clips next to each other and go, this is 1 year apart. Holy shit. And Trump's, it's fine. His age is finally catching up to him, you know, like on all this stress. That's why when you start talking about Herbert Hoover, you're fucking stressed. Like I said, that was the only other alternative. Keep this going and cause a worldwide depression. And have your name tagged with that for the fucking all of eternity, and he didn't want that. So what's the other alternative? Capitulate. Get on your fucking knees and give Iran everything they want, which is exactly what happened. And I love it. You said, well, if they don't behave, we'll just drop bombs on them again. Well, did that work? You think they're not prepared for that too? These people have thoroughly outmaneuvered these fucking morons. And the very fact that we elected these fucking morons to run our fucking world doesn't reflect well on us as a species. It's unbelievable. This is where we're headed. But I mean not where we're headed. This is where we are. And he signed it. And this is the funniest thing I heard yesterday. They said, well, hey, Trump got him to sign a paper. No one in the world, because they didn't sign the JCPOA. All the other countries in the world signed it, but Iran never signed it. But they did comply. But they never signed it. Right? And they're like, oh, the Iranians signed this paper. No one ever got him to sign the paper. It's like, yeah, did you read the fucking paper? I'd sign it too. It's like somebody said, you can have $300 billion and the Strait of Hormuz and keep your missiles and possibly still enrich uranium, even though we said you could never do that, and actually keep the uranium. Fuck yeah, sign me up. There's nothing bad they get out of this situation. I said, you're more than welcome to go read the document yourself. It's only 2 pages long. As a citizen of the world, you should read it 2 pages. It's 2 pages. That's it. It's one thing to be like, go read the JCPOA. It's 156 pages of 18 pages of real text, and then 130-something pages of technical nuclear engineering, you know, the minutia. And you're like, you want to read that. But this is 2 pages, very plain language. It says, Iran gets $300 billion, says Iran can enrich. Iran can keep the nuclear weapons. Iran agrees to open the strait and not charge tolls for 60 days. What happens in 60 days or 30? I can't remember if it's 30 or 60, but either way, afterwards they can do what they want, which is they're going to charge tolls. It says we will not interfere in each other's countries. We will not have hostilities. It's like, and they go, Iran signed the paper. Who the fuck wouldn't sign it? Can you sign this paper that says we surrender and give you everything you want? That's like, the very fact that they did sign it, to me, shows how fucking stupid it is. Because if the agreement was real and binding and biting and hurt them somehow, they wouldn't have signed it. They signed it because they basically probably wrote the motherfucker. It's like, they probably wrote it in one of the stages of negotiations. We're like, oh, they're never going to go for this. And it gave it to him. And Witkoff or one of those dumb fucks were like, oh, this seems reasonable. Somebody said, it's basically a gentleman's agreement. A gentleman's agreement. Neither one of these people are gentlemen. Trump or Iran. Second, you can't trust either one of them. So what kind of gentleman's agreement is that? It's like, who's going to stab each other in the back first? And Trump was already talking about dropping bombs again. You know, as he signed, gets ready to sign this agreement. So what good is the agreement if Trump gets like, I'm just going to rip it up like he did the last one? That's why I said before, is that his word ain't worth the shit. So why would Iran trust anything he says? Even if he signs it. He can tear up his own deal. He could. He can make up any reason and say, well, they're not complying with what I want. They violated it somehow, and then we're back to fighting. But he can't do that. This is what the Trumpers don't get, because they're not smart enough to think this all through. Trump backed himself into a corner. He ain't got many more bombs to drop on them before it becomes critical but the munition problem. And he ain't got no oil. The strategic reserve is the lowest it's been since 1980. That was 2 weeks ago. It's probably lower than that now. So, what happens? Like I said, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, he's going to surrender. He's got to. Iran had all the cards. He liked to always say he ain't got no cards. He didn't have no cards. He had the cards of the bombing. Once he played his bombing card, he had nothing else. Ain't no more cards to play. They got the cards. They closed out the Strait of Hormuz and fucked the whole world. And either you think Iran gives a shit if there's a worldwide depression? They've been living ostracized and under sanction for 25 fucking years. You think they give a shit? What happens if there's a global depression? They were already depressed. Can't get much worse for them, but they can fucking make it worse for everybody else. I even said the G7. I said no world leader wants to even talk to Trump. He's bumbling around it was kind of sad, these pictures. He's like sad old man just bumbling around alone. I mean, but I don't feel sad for him. I mean, he's a piece of shit. Trump deserves everything that comes to him and worse. He'll never get fully what he deserves. He should have been in prison a long fucking time ago. The only thing that's kept him out of prison is he's rich and his friends are rich. And we elected him president, so he was able to appoint judges that would throw out cases and stop the prosecutions against him. And that's the only reason why he's not in prison. His whole existence is just... I said it goes from one con job to another and try to stay out of prison. That's his whole life. Like I said, Trump is as close to a mob boss as you can get. He's even got a consigliere, though. He's got Todd Blanche. If they confirm Todd Blanche to be the Attorney General of the United States, then this country is seriously finished. It's done. The system is fully broken because this piece of shit. While he's in charge of the Justice Department, courts are saying it. They're making shit up. The government can't be trusted. They're filing false briefs and false indictments and trying to manufacture cases against people where they don't exist. This motherfucker, took a convicted sex offender and moved her from prison to that summer camp. And you're going to make this guy the Attorney General of the United States? Are you fucking kidding me? The guy is a DNI, right? The guy that he wants to make the acting director of national intelligence doesn't even have a security clearance. Now you tell me how you can look at all the most sensitive intelligence and have access to all the most sensitive intelligence that we have, the most secretive of shit, and you don't even have a security clearance. The system is broken. It doesn't work. If there's no rules, there's no system. That should be the most minimum of rules. You want to be the director of national intelligence, you got to have a security clearance. None of these people have any of that. They're all just Trump cronies. Trump just wants them in there because Trump knows that he'll manipulate intelligence and do things. What's up, Real Lane? You ain't been around here for a while. Good to see you back. Yeah, like I said, if you can be director of national intelligence and not have a security clearance, then what's the fucking... that's like saying that you're a truck driver, but you don't have a CDL license. Well, why are you driving the truck? Oh, well, they took away the rules. That's like... The very fact, like I said, that people put up with this, I can't wrap my head around how this happens. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's unbelievable, really. Like, the fact that, like I said, we take this, and meanwhile, there's still hundreds of thousands of people out in the streets in Albania because of that island, Flamingo Island, that the Trumps are trying to build a resort on. Real Lane says, yeah, been busy. I've seen you live, but just haven't joined. Oh, well, thanks for clicking in today. I'm here early because I'm going to see Paul Simon. We were talking about that earlier. I'm on my See 'Em Before They're Dead concert tour. That's like, so you know you're getting old when it's like, I better go see these people. For some reason, they slip through the cracks. Like I said, I've been to 1,000 concerts. I've seen a bunch of shit, and there was a bunch of stuff that I had never seen. That, like working in Vegas, I got to knock a bunch of them out too. I loved Depeche Mode my whole life. I never seen them live. Finally got to see them live. Saw Stevie Nicks live. I'd never seen her. Real Lane says, have I got caught a Jew yet? Not today. It's becoming rarer and rarer that happens. I've only had to bust out the sign a couple times in the last, month or two. Occasionally, somebody will pop up and say, yeah, that's true. Somebody on my Instagram today did that, which was weird. That hardly ever happens. Guy posted 2 lightning bolts and a picture of a pointing at himself thing, and she basically admitted he was a Nazi, and then called had a picture of Netanyahu on there, and he called him a kike, and I'm like, what the fuck? He's like a real Nazi. It's like, I don't know why this guy's might follow me on Instagram, but but then anyway, I said something to him, and then he called me a Jew. I was like, well, I'm not a Jew. It's like, but I will twist your Nazi head off of your neck. For the Jews, goddamn. I just think it's funny that people don't see, like I said, there's real Nazis out there, and people still deny it, like it's not true. It's a significant portion of the mega base are real Nazis. Real ones. Not just like, asshole conservatives. No, I'm talking about Nazis. Like real white supremacists. Real Christian, white, nationalist, hoods off Klansmen. Real. They're real. Pete Hegseth would be in the Klan in the 1920s, 30s. Pete Hegseth is like the Michael Rooker character on Mississippi Burning. He is that guy. Arrogant, racist white guy that thinks white Christians should rule everything. And that's what they believe. I don't know if you've ever gone to listen to Pete Hegseth's pastor, the guy that he brings in the Pentagon sometimes to give sermons. You're like, this guy's a fucking, I said, full on. Back in the day, he would have had a hood on, giving it the sermons. They got the hoods off now. They're still the same people, fucking Klansmen. White Christian nationalism is the Klan. I hate to tell you that, but it's true. It always has been. That's the only difference is they're not wearing the sheets and the hoods now. They're wearing the open. He has a bunch of tattoos, but those tattoos are all code for he's a Christian nationalist crusader. Again, I said Klan member. He's a grand wizard, basically. This guy he follows thinks that women shouldn't vote and women should go back in the kitchen and shut the fuck up. Like they want to drag us back to the way it used to be. They can't stand the progress that we made. That's why I said before, Barack Obama being elected, speaking of Barack, I opened his library today, but Barack being elected blew up their heads. Like Scanners, if you ever remember that movie, where their heads explode. Like that's what it was like. They couldn't believe a black man be president. And they said, right again, it was like, if this is where the Constitution gets us, a black president, then fuck the Constitution. That's when they threw it all to the side. They decided we need that Project 2025. We need to fundamentally remake the government and the country so we take it back from white people. We need to get rid of the Voting Rights Act and all these other things so that we can put the black people back in a box. And that's what they're trying to do. That's what I keep saying is, I'm not a Democrat. I've said it a million times on this show. But as far as I'm concerned right now, the duty of every American citizen, if you care about America and you care about freedom, you care about democracy and the way it is, it sucks that this is the way it is because there should be more than two parties. This is the other problem is, people are forced to stay in a party that they might not agree with because they don't agree with the other party even more. But when it comes to moral issues and the future of this country and your very freedom, you should go this year and from now on until the fucking Republicans change and vote down ballot Democrat every fucking way. You shouldn't vote for a single fucking Republican if this is what they're going to do. That's what I say. It's the only way to make them change. In a two-party system, the only way to make them change is to vote them out of existence. And that they have to change the way they are to get votes. Period. If you just keep voting blindly Republican, even though it's Nazis and shit, and you go, well, I'm not a Nazi, I don't agree with that, but I want the tax break, then you're a piece of shit too. You might as well be a Nazi. Like they always said, if there's 5 Nazis at a table of 10 people, there's 10 Nazis there. Because the other 5 people are accepting the presence of these piece of shit Nazis. As long as you're accepting their presence, you might as well be one of them. Period. That's just the way it is. Jimmy says, I have what? Voted down ballot? That like I said, to me, the Republican Party needs to be voted out of existence. I always say destroyed, but if you say that, then people might misinterpret that and think that you're advocating some kind of violence, which I'm not. But I'm saying they should be voted out of existence. Once Republicans start losing elections all over the place, they lose all the power, and it's hard for them to even get anyone elected. They'll fucking back off their hardcore policies. Jimmy says, no, I've been told he looked like a Jew. Because you are! In your case, Jimmy, they would be correct. Some of these guys, I don't know if you've seen these guys, Jimmy, from Israel, who don't like this peace deal, but keep talking about they need to just keep destroying Lebanon and fuck everybody else. You know, like the hardcore Zionist elements in Israel. That is not good for anybody. Let me ask you a question, Jimmy. As a Jewish person, for real, do you think that Israel, like let's say they say fuck this peace deal, and Jimmy says your ears don't touch your shoulders, so you don't really look like one of us, right? The big Jewish earlobe. Let's say no, but I'm asking you a serious question. Do you really think that Israel can ostracize the entire world and still survive? Jimmy says, aka overly religious bearded assholes. Yes. Well, this guy didn't have a beard, but he had the hat and the thing. You know, you can just tell, and by the way they talk. You know, they're fucking militant. I never thought of it like there'd be like a militant straight of Judaism, you know, but these guys are militant, man. They really believe in, you know, it just rolling over, destroying these people. You think, Jimmy, you think they can survive, you're saying? If they ostracize themselves from the entire world, because there's not many people left that support. I said I saw a thing. They're at about 70% disapproval in most countries. Even here, it's pretty high. It's like 60% disapproval. Like people are kind of finished with Netanyahu and the way he is, and Netanyahu's backed in a corner now. Is he's got to either back down and accept this deal that Trump made and eat shit, which will piss off his people internally, I'm sure, or he's got to go against Trump and say, fuck you and your fucking peace deal, and we're going to fucking bomb anyway, because, you know, stopping fighting in Lebanon is in the deal. Of course, that's why I said this guy was saying, they need to keep bombing in Lebanon. They can't stop destroying Lebanon. You know, like, and so what happens then? What happens if they go against the United States? Without our support, can they survive? Now, they might be able to survive, but I mean, don't you need stuff? It's not a big place. What if everybody started cutting off Israel, you know, of products they needed and shit like that? You know, boycott, economic boycott. Like Israel can't make everything themselves. It said it's not a big place. They don't have unlimited resources. How do you think that they could survive, Jimmy? I can't believe that hasn't been talked about. You know, even it's like. You know, you want to change their behavior. It's like without going to war with them. It's like you start cutting them off of shit that they need economically. Countries start saying, "Well, we're not going to trade with you if you're going to continue to, you know, massacre people at will." Jimmy says Lebanon, Israel, Egypt, Gaza, Syria, all names are in the Hebrew Torah. It was the same as it is now. Constant war, right? Like David Byrne, same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Don't you think they got to stop sometime? I mean, constant war was good. I mean, I'm not good, but I'm saying you could sustain that when people are fighting with spears and swords and shit. It was like modern warfare is fucking destructive. It's getting more and more and more destructive. So, like I said, and then this little thing here proved it. If you have enough drones, you could fucking overwhelm that Golden Dome, and they'll shoot off all the things, and the Golden Dome won't work because they can't make the Golden Dome missiles fast enough for the $20,000 drones keep coming down. You know. Jimmy says, same dumb people doing the same dumb shit. Yeah, I guess you're right. Guess that's the story of the human race, huh? the very fact, again, like if you could sit there and listen to Trump talk for 5 seconds and still convince yourself, oh yeah, this guy's got everything under control. See, this guy says, here, Jimmy, you'll like this. Where is it? He says, I say I'm not a Jewish. Here's the guy's comment. That big hook nose says otherwise, kike. So original. I got to get out of here. Like I said, I'm going to see Paul Simon. Again, if you just stumbled upon me today somehow, like that guy from India said, oh, I just popped up in his feed. I am Bruce Leonard, and I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. But I'm only here at 5 today because I'm going to see Paul Simon. A Jew, I believe, Jimmy. No Garfunkel, though. I don't know if you know this, but they hate each other. All the concerts I've seen lately with Jimmy says, for me, it's a compliment when people understand we're a nationality, not a religion, right? I don't take it as an insult. I just laugh because it's not true. Yeah, because I'm sorry, Lane. I said I came on at 5 because I said we're going to see Paul Simon. So, but anyway, I'm here Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. If you want to send me a private message, it's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at Outlook.com. Please like the channel, subscribe to the show. If you like this show, share it on your social media, tell your friends. We need more people so we can have bigger discussions. Please go out and enjoy yourself today, and I'll be back on Saturday. I love you guys. And I got kicked off Facebook. So now I'm Bruce Leonard on Facebook again. So please join my Facebook page. And I'll be back Saturday at 6 o'clock. Thank you very much. Good night. Standing there, bathed in that light. Until that day, I'll keep my eyes shut tight. I do not want to pick a fight. I feel more at night. Wait another day to see the sun.
Hey, everybody.